Hey, what's up, guys? It's Team Hard Life Captain Nova Sakucha, and we got some more underwater go fish camera time. Again, I knew that the bait fish were kind of disappearing at night, so I wanted to take a chance. Since we saw the drum on the last one, maybe I was going a little bit too early during the day, so I'll go ahead and put these cameras out and see how it goes, and let's see what we can find on there. I'm using the fish gum on this one, and I'm also testing it against the current and stuff like that, because there's a few things you got to know about fish gum.
Gotta bite, gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go, yeah, I gotta line. I'ma call the whole team.
Alright, so with the fish gum, what it actually does is it's a high disbursement of scent to attract fish to your bait from longer distances. That is one of the things that they were setting themselves apart from the fish bites to allow more scent dispersal, so that way you get faster hookups and more hookups instead of waiting for longer periods of time. Granted, that does have a drawback that you run out of scent faster, but I kind of wanted, like I said, by putting it in a high current area, as you can see the current is moving, I wanted to see how quickly it'll dissipate in the current and, go from there, because they've improved on the mesh that they have on the product, but I haven't really had a chance to test it in the current area, so I'm gonna check it out. Like I said, I don't know if there's gonna be a ton of bait fish, and I don't know if there's a bunch of big fish, so we will find out. Alright guys, so with everything going on this, one of the things I do want to point out is we have gone fishing before, and we've noticed that when a bunch of debris covers up our bait, we don't get any hits. And that makes me wonder about this bait, because it is a fish gum and it's supposed to put out a disbursement of a lot of bait out there. So will the fish be willing to dig for this bait to get to it, or will they swim over it, not find it? I mean, there's a bunch of questions to be asked, and this is a prime example of, when we know that there's a bunch of debris on the bottom, what we normally do is we give it about 5 minutes and then we recast, and we time our casting to the amount of debris that's coming through. Obviously if it gets buried too far, the fish don't go for it, and you end up sitting there with just baits in the water with nothing taking it, and you just build up a lot more debris on your line. So by timing your casting, you can reduce the amount of debris on your line, but also too, you end up running into that deal where you're throwing the bait right in front of the fish's face, because basically that's what happens. And that's how you get a hookup, because other than that, they're not really digging in through all of this, as you can tell. And right here, before I slow it back down, that was 28 minutes of the bait soaking in the water to allow us to see what was going on. And it didn't work out for us. We didn't catch anything. I saw catfish at the very beginning of the video, right before it got all covered up. But even then, the catfish wouldn't even mess with it or go through the debris to try to get to the bait. So, granted, it doesn't speak volumes on the bait, but it's not the bait's fault at the same time. And when I pulled it in, there wasn't hardly any debris on the bait itself. So I didn't know, and I said, you know what, I'll just keep casting it. So that's what I do here. I recasted the bait out, and we're gonna test it again and see what happens. So I don't know. You can tell pretty much the bait is still there intact, and it worked out pretty well. The current did not dissipate the bait as much as we thought it would. And it's still in really good condition, plenty of bait on there after a 30-minute soak. So again, like I said, they may have put up with the onslaught of so many perch and feeding mouths, but during the current, it didn't do anything with it. So let's see what happens with this portion of the video. I'm actually throwing 2 casts in one, just because there's a lot of knowledge happening and we need to get it out there. Did y'all see that? That stingray came right up, sucked the bait out real quick. But I guess he missed it because the bait still isn't moving. The camera's still stuck in place. So, wow, that was pretty cool. Quick little run in with the stingray. And that was exactly 2 minutes after the bait had hit the bottom. And as you can tell, no debris is pretty much piled up on it as of right now. But we'll keep rocking it and see what... Well, here's another 30 minutes of nothing. I'm sorry, but at the same time, it is a major something because it sat there for 30 minutes with no debris on there, but no bait fish, no fish, nothing showed up on the camera or even swimming by. So this is officially one of them times the fish just weren't there. But at the same time, too, we brought it in and we still had some of the bait on the hook, which is good because it lets us know that the fish gum was able to sit there through all that current, see, right there in my hand, and be just fine. So it didn't deteriorate through almost an hour of footage right there. So I don't know, I'm gonna cast it back out, see what ends up happening, and we'll keep rocking it from there. Alright guys, so after casting it out, within about 5 minutes, that piece of debris landed on or near the bait. What I did on this one too was I added a live mullet to it and casted it out on the hopes that the mullet swimming around may put up a little bit more of that attractant and get some fish to come near my bait. But that didn't work out. And again too, if there was a way for me to actually look at this real time, I would have been able to know that I needed to pull my bait in to recast it back out because of the debris on the bait right there. And it's pretty obvious that the fish don't like really messing with debris on the floor trying to get to their bait or whatever, but at the same time we don't know that because there were no fish. So it's just another assumption that we will have to either prove or disprove with the underwater Go Fish camera, and that's where it really helps us. And that's why I really like putting these videos out and getting them in there, because yes, I look at these videos and I start thinking of what it's going to do to help me out. But if I don't share these videos with y'all, then how do y'all know how I gained this knowledge? Well, I'm taking y'all along for the ride by showing y'all exactly how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it, so that way y'all can keep up to speed with everything going on. And again, you know, it was about another 30-minute soak before I decided to leave, because one, my camera, we had the light on the whole time because the pier lights still aren't on at the Causeway Pier, so we needed some kind of light out there to watch our rods and stuff like that. And also too, I was trying to see if we can catch it on film when the fish would pick up, the rod would bow or get bit and stuff like that, because that's also part of everything that we're looking at, and ensuring that we catch as much info as we can. Say, what if the fish picked it up and then dropped the bait? What actually happened? Did it not have it all in its mouth? Did he bump the line? I mean, there's a whole bunch of questions that happen every time a bait gets dropped, missed, or it's on the hook for a little bit and gets off. These are so many questions that we have no answers for, just nothing but assumptions. So again, guys, stay tuned as I continue these videos for a search of knowledge. I don't know what that was. It just flew by the screen, so I'm gonna slow it down just to try to get a better angle. But yeah, I don't know what it was. That was huge. Whatever it was big. But yeah, well, we'll keep watching the video, and I hopefully glad you liked it. The hermit crab was pretty cool to see that come by and chill out in front of the camera for a little bit and stuff like that. So I'll keep getting out there. But yeah, there's some big fish that are swimming by. It's just we need a better way. I don't know. I got to keep testing this.